So the property ended up going into Tidewater with the appraiser. Well, the big thing is the appraiser couldn't factor in that there was a 40 by 50 two-bay like semi workshop, right? For this guy to bring in semis to work on semis. And so there was no other property that had that kind of building. So it was a residential property with this huge block building on it. And so I had to try and go pull comps for it. I ended up pulling comps separately for the home and one separate for the garage itself. But that was really super hard for me, mainly just because just navigating Tidewater and having to kind of challenge the appraiser on that. It was difficult, but at the end of the day, it ended up actually getting overturned and it actually went my way and we got the value that I had suggested.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I'm your host, Erica, and today I'm joined by someone that I'm excited to chat with, Alek Meston. He's been making serious moves in the real estate world. Alek, I'm glad to have you on the show today.
Yeah, glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
So, Alek, let's dive right in. For people who may not be familiar with your world, can you give us the rundown? How did you get started in real estate?
Yeah, I would probably say built houses for quite a while. Got real familiar on, how they go up, repairs side of things. So, I just decided to start taking it to the sales side of things, really help people on that side. Just been building from a young age. So just wanted to help people get the best, value for houses because they're not, going away.
Yeah. And for you, what caused that shift from, working with building to then going to the sales side?
I got 4 kids, needed to make a little bit more than what a builder made. You know what I mean? And that's kind of just shifted me because the real estate has so much potential. Your input is a direct correlation of your output. So, that just kind of helps propel me.
Absolutely. And when when it comes to the sales side, what's your main focus these days and what markets are you operating in?
Yeah, so I'm mainly in Northeast Florida and North Central Florida, and I would say I'm really like to target VA buyers. So anybody who's been in the military, but also community service members, law enforcement, teachers, anything like that. We call those hometown heroes. So anybody that serves the community is really anybody who I'm really trying to give back to.
Yeah, that's awesome. And when it comes to the buyers at large in Florida, whether it's, the people that you're targeting or investors, what kind of opportunities are you seeing in the market? What should people be paying attention to in Florida?
So there's a lot of new updated homes hitting the market. There's also a lot of new constructions hitting the market. That can play a big factor, I see, mainly because the new constructions, one third of the sales in Florida are new constructions, especially in Northeast Florida.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
That plays a big factor in home sales in general, because say that you have an older home that may not quite be worth enough, those new sales in the area might just be enough to kind of say, hey, yeah, it might be worth it. But it also runs into a lot of, which brings the downside of it, which Tidewater happens when, a property that's appraised by the appraiser has a discrepancy with what our list price is. It then goes into Tidewater. That can be kind of a big problem that I see coming up, but trying to avoid that and staying closer to more of, I would just say, looking at the overall price and price per square foot is a huge thing on the opportunities and watching where to go, because the price per square foot is huge when it comes to certain things, I would say.
Yeah, yeah. And speaking of the price per square foot for you when you're looking at a property for someone, how do you identify that a property in the residential space is high quality? What are you looking for?
So, well, the first thing I'm going to look at before we go into any property, I always pull up the seller's property disclosure on the MLS. One of the biggest things, look over what the seller has openly expressed to us. Huge thing. Whatever the seller says is kind of going to be a good baseline of where everything's at. Okay. That's my first indication. And then from there, I'll look at the metrics. I'll look at the size of it. I'll look at how many bedrooms it has. I'll look at how old the roof is, how much land it has. All of that goes into factor. And then what another thing is, the price per square foot is one of the first numbers that I look at when it comes to a price. It'll give you a good idea of what the home's selling for. However, one thing you have to factor in there is the land. Sometimes land does not always calculate into that price per square foot, right? Because say that you have 10 acres, because out here we're, say, 45 minutes south of Jacksonville, I can find 10-acre, 15-acre plots, So if I run a 15-acre lot on a 3-bed, 2-bath house, well, that's, 600,000. That's not the same as a 3-bed, 2-bath house in a home, in a city. So that's one thing when I look at, but also another thing is the materials that the actual home is. If there's nice countertops, such as granite countertops, that's a big factor for me. And I can see that from pictures. I don't have to walk the home. You can see that from pictures. You can see the quality of the paint. Is there, is it one solid color, or are there kind of mismatched colors places? Flooring is another big thing. If you can look at flooring and you can see it's pretty smooth and level throughout in pictures, you can see little lips. So those are all little factors that I look at when pricing in a home. But, the biggest key factors I would say are the appliance ages, and then the roof age, and how much land it has. Those are some of the biggest factors that I look at.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure with your experience as a builder, you also, notice things that other agents wouldn't notice. How would you say that experience has given you a different perspective?
Huge, huge. So whenever I walk a property with some buyers and they start noticing that I'm looking under cabinets at the piping, like really inspecting it, kind of looking for discolorations. I'm looking in corners of every bedroom to look at discolorations in maybe possible roof leaks, all of those little things. And then another thing, one big thing I tell my buyers is this. If you can see little things on the outside in the open, just imagine what you can't see covered up. And that really, really gets people thinking when I start pointing out, you see how that baseboard's like a half inch out there?
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Why do you think that is? Well, I don't know. The wall might be out of alignment there. You see what I'm saying? And so then, like, it's little things that people point out that they don't notice at first. Because again, when you walk a home the first time, you know as well as I do, when you get into the home after like 3, 4 months, you start to notice the little quirks of the house. Like, hey, this door kind of shuts a little bit wrong. This one rubs the carpet. You know what I'm saying? But if you can really just slow down, and that's where I'm there for, because everybody walking a home, the buyer has that, ooh, excitement, excitement. I'm a new home type deal. So that's where it's my job to come in, be calm, look at it any other house. Hey, this is here, that's there. It's my job to do that. So that's what really sets me apart so that I can show them, like, see, we got an issue kind of right here that just tells me, this XYZ happened, you know, and it just really helps me kind of guide my buyers to the best possible scenario and what may or may not need repairs very fast.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure, as you know, Alec, every real estate pro has a moment where things get real. Maybe a deal went sideways, or there's a time you had to pivot fast. Can you share one of those moments on your journey and what you learned from it?
Very second deal that I ever had. I think I was in real estate maybe a month. I had gotten this buyer from running an open house. Now, the open house itself, it was a fixer-upper, I'm not gonna lie, but it was my second, like, ever deal, right? My first ever open house I ran, I got a buyer. The buyer had gotten through inspections, and there was some stuff that had come up, and at the end of the day, the appraisal had come back undervalued. Now, I didn't know what to do at the time. I had no clue, came back undervalued. Okay, so we just kind of renegotiate. And the seller didn't want to renegotiate. Come on, man. Like, there's a lot of repairs going on. There's a lot of stuff happening here. He's like, nope, I need this for it. So the property ended up going into Tidewater with the appraiser. Well, the big thing is the appraiser couldn't factor in that there was a 40 by 50 2-bay, like, semi workshop, right? For this guy to bring in semis to work on semis. And so there was no other property that had that kind of building. So it was a residential property with this huge block building on it. And so I had to try and go pull comps for it. I ended up pulling comps separately for the home and one separate for the garage itself. But that was really super hard for me, mainly just because just navigating Tidewater and having to kind of challenge the appraiser on that, it was difficult, but at the end of the day, it ended up actually getting overturned, and it actually went my way, and we got the value that I had suggested. So it was pretty nice, at the end of the day, getting a Tidewater reversed on my second deal in real estate ever. So it was pretty good for that to happen.
Yeah, wow. Is there anything that you do differently because of having that experience?
I mean, I just make sure that my comps are good, like it's pretty much apples to apples. If you just make sure that you have everything spot on and you're comparing exactly what it is, such as the age of the home is the biggest. If you can compare a home that's the same age and the same size, you're pretty much golden every time. From there, land is super easy to kind of dictate from there because land you can find, vacant land lots sold all over the place. You know what I mean? That's not hard. But when it comes to a home, the hardest thing I would say to find is having to find a home that's, the same age.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. There's so many things, that I think you're saying here that will be helpful for our listeners who are new to real estate. And I also think that they'd benefit hearing this from you when it comes to building relationships, growing your network. What's made the biggest difference for you in the real estate world?
Just adding value to people, honestly. Like, even from other agents, I will easily call up an agent and, hey, I'll do some free marketing for you. You got some Facebook, I got some people on Facebook. You mind if I do a Facebook listing for you? Things like that. So like a lot of agents, I'm not going to say they don't do that, but a lot of them just don't really think about kind of doing those smaller things, So agents, people, even for sale by owners, offer free value to people in marketing, and people tend to like you a little more. You know what I mean? They're willing to kind of go, oh, this guy gave me some free advertising, brought me a buyer one time. Yeah, yeah, I'll work with him a little bit more than the other guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, have there in your area, have there been any real estate groups that you've really benefited from, or networking groups that you're a part of?
So yeah, I would say when it comes to certain groups, I'm in my real estate brokerage. I'm with Epic Realty, and with them, we have an actual real estate mastermind group, and we meet every Wednesday, kind of a Zoom meeting, and then we have training. We've got Facebook groups that we're in. It's called the Agent Alliance. So I mean, it really helps with agent attraction because I am trying to build with Epic. I can generate profit from 7 generations down. So if I was to recruit one person, I would make money off of their sales. Anybody they recruit, I make money off of them as well, 7 generations deep. So it's for me, it's more or less just being able to build my empire, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And let me ask you this. What are you most focused or on scaling or solving next? What does it mean to build an empire, Alec?
I really just want to get people underneath me so that agents can have the tools that they need to succeed. That's really what it is for me because a lot of times like in real estate, when I first got into it, before I got with my real estate mentor now, his name's Walter Key, super good guy, wrote a book called The Startup Agent. It's really my focus is mainly just kind of building those agents underneath me. If I can build the agents underneath me, I won't have to sell real estate all my life. You know what I mean? I'll be able to kind of focus on my other things because I do run other businesses because real estate is a business that takes, lead generation. And so with lead generation, I've created a business model that allows real estate to scale with it. So really just building the empire and allowing it to run on its own one day, you know? Get agents underneath me, get them well trained so that they have the same skills that I do. Even though they may not have the building experience, they can see what I can see without the experience of building, and that's building a legacy, allowing people to have the knowledge I have for free. I'm not trying to charge people any you know, I give my knowledge free and that's, goes back to the networking, just offer people free value and hopefully things will build from there.
Yeah, yeah, that's big, especially with the experience and networks that you do have. Alec, before we wrap up, if someone wanted to reach out, connect with you, collaborate, or learn more about what you're doing, what's the best way for them to reach you?
So you can find me on Google. Just Google Alexander Meston, and it's AlekSandrMeston. You can find me on Google, but you can also find me on Facebook. You can also find me by Alek Meston, Alek. But a lot of times, some people kind of find some other people when they search that. So, but you can also find me on Facebook as well, and even TikTok at AK Dream Quarters.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you sharing your story, your experience. It's really great.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
And for our listeners, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure that you're subscribed to the Real Estate Pros podcast. We've got more conversations lined up with pros like Alec who are out there building fantastic real estate empires. We'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.